Eruption: How Eddie Van Halen Reconfigured the DNA of Rock Guitar. When the needle dropped on Eruption in 1978, the musical landscape shifted permanently. It wasn't just that Eddie Van Halen played fast. He played differently. The second track on Van Halen's self-titled debut album was a 1-minute and 42-second instrumental solo that sounded like an alien transmission. It was a blur of rapid-fire tapping, dive bombs, and artificial harmonics, executed with classical precision and a punk rock attitude. The sound was so foreign that many guitarists initially assumed they were listening to a synthesizer. In reality, they were listening to a home-built guitar, assembled from discount parts and painted with bicycle paint, plugged into a standard Marshall amplifier. This contrast between technical innovation and raw, backyard ingenuity defined Eddie Van Halen's career and his enduring legacy. The sonic architect. Born in Amsterdam and raised in Pasadena, California, Eddie, along with his brother, drummer Alex, was classically trained in piano. This foundation gave him a sophisticated understanding of music theory that underpinned his wildest improvisations. But it was his restless experimentation with gear that perhaps had the deepest immediate impact. He famously constructed the Frankenstrot, his iconic red, white, and black striped guitar, to combine the best features of Gibson and Fender guitars. Unhappy with available sounds, he tinkered with electronics, famously brown-sounding his amps by running them through a variac transformer to lower the voltage, achieving a warm, saturated overdrive that every other guitarist spent the next decade trying to emulate. He popularized, though did not invent, the two-handed tapping technique, turning the fretboard into a keyboard. This allowed him to play fluid, blistering arpeggios that transcended traditional guitar shapes. The pop sensibility. While often celebrated for his virtuosity, Eddie Van Halen's true genius lay in songcraft. He was a master riff maker. Songs like Ain't Talking About Love and Unchained are built on monolithic, unforgettable guitar hooks. Furthermore, he understood the power of dynamics and texture. Despite objections from purists, he integrated synthesizers, which he also modified and played, creating some of the band's biggest hits, including the chart-topping Jump. His intuition for melody ensured that Van Halen wasn't just a band for guitar geeks. They were a global arena rock phenomenon, a lasting resonance. Eddie Van Halen's impact cannot be overstated. He single-handedly raised the technical bar for electric guitar, influencing generations of players across multiple genres, from metal to jazz fusion. When he passed away in 2020, the outpouring of grief from the music community was immense. He wasn't just a virtuoso. He was a revolutionary who brought joyful, exploratory genius to mainstream rock and roll. His legacy, cemented by that initial explosion of sound in 1978, continues to resonate every time a young guitarist picks up an instrument and tries to tap out a melody.